4 controller. All right, let me just get back in there.
No.
Hit the camera.
You better settle down there, Adino, or I'm gonna sit you in the corner and you're gonna sit there and stare at the wall and think about what you've done.
Adino's just grumpy because I paid him to play Kingdom Hearts. This isn't hard.
After failing Icy Peak jump about 20 times, I think it's gonna stay locked for a while for me. Yeah, I don't blame you. Icy Peak jump sucks. Like, I don't even know how to route this level without doing this. Otherwise, like, I mean, it's just slower if you don't do this. But I wish there was a way that, like, wasn't so slow.
All right, so for the squeeze proxy, I set it up different than that video I sent you. So I'm just going to go through. I'm going to do what everyone does and kill the 2 enemies. Since this is, this is
You already do that?
percent.
Well,
I'm going to go up against the
here.
wall, turn the camera so they both come, and I'm going up to the second notch right along the wall. As soon as this panda turns, I'm going to walk forward, jump over his head. I'm going to hit up and right on the D-pad, even though I normally use analog. And then I'm going to rotate the camera with R2. So let me pull up the save state again. I'll make an actual save state entering the level so I don't have to do this each time.
Like, how else would you even do this level?
The way I do.
What do you do?
I'll send you... I had a decent one. I'll send you it.
What order do you do the eggs?
I get...
Just, like, run through the level normal?
Yeah.
Or is there, like a wall? You do, like a wall glide, I think, here, right? Or like a Sprouter?
There is a wall glide. I blow
I
up
don't know how
the...
to Sprouter in Spyro 3.
I blow up the crystal. It's just a wall glide. It's not a Sprouter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like here?
Oh, I'm not looking at your stream. Yeah, like it's if you're too slow, and that's actually what happened in my... I'll do it intentionally a little too slow. I didn't get it this run because I just missed the timing a little bit. If you like land too late from the jump, then the boulder is too far along for you to get the proxy, and then you run through the level normally. It's not a huge deal. It's like 10-ish seconds. It's a much bigger deal in any percent.
You can wall glide to there. It seems like it's difficult, though.
So yeah, I was too late, so there wasn't enough boulder left to actually squeeze me up. Oh. But so if you like, choosing where you start makes a difference because you want to be like close to the panda without making them stop. I like walk up as soon as he turns. I jump very early on, and so in 100 egg, then I'd go over here. In any percent or 117, I'd go the other way. And like,
you have to wall glide though. You can't just like glide over there.
I failed at this run. I'm not 100% at it by any means, but there's no reason not to go for it in 100 egg. It barely costs any time to fail. It's a couple seconds where you could like squeeze through the boulder running through normally, but if you're even getting it like 20% of the time on average, that's going to come out to be time gain. And I'm someone who's very like, I don't do tricks until I think they're going to save me time on average, and I go for this one. Yeah,
you go cry in the shower now. Okay, good. Think about what you've done while you're there.
And 117, we glide into that portal instead, and we do that. Oh, I'm on easy mode? Oh, right, because this is an any percent save. Of course I'm on easy mode.
It looks like it says bonjour.
I go for boar because you might as well, even though I have the gems for it, so it doesn't save that much time. Like I got boar in this last run, and it ended up being a gold by like 0.1 seconds. Yeah, I go for boar, I go for this, and that's it, I think.
And Agent Spyro.
Yeah. I go for Agent Spyro because it's free on emulator. Like, the only way you can fail it is by hitting the wrong button, which I did yesterday.
Bonjour, Senor Kazooie. That's that's 3 different languages. Can you do it from here? I don't think so. No.
Are you on console, DuckStation, or Midnathan, AJ? I don't know how to do it on DuckStation. Cloudy found a very consistent way, and it's actually the inputs are different than on console or emulator or on Midnathan. I think.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Let's see. Let me have a save state. Yeah, I'm good. I've got a save state here. I'll go ahead and just rush to it to show you what my inputs are on Midnathan, but it's different on DuckStation, so I can't help with that.
I kind of like this. I'm not sure.
I think DuckStation has an actual button to disconnect the controller. What I do is cursed. So I have to swap to my dance pad to get it to work. And as you'll see, I'm not joking.
What's he on, Duck?
Yeah. Cloudy found a consistent way to do it, but I don't know.
There's like a button. You just have to have you could just have like the menu open already. Like just if you have 2 monitors, just keep it like on the other monitor that you're not looking at.
Yeah, I know there's that, but it was Cloudy found that the actual like physical inputs on the controller you need to hold going into it are different than what you have to do. He had to let go of X at a certain point. That was different from when I had to.
Gotcha.
We played around with this for a while. Alright, so I'll go through end of level and I'll save state just in case.
You know what it is for console?
I don't.
Oh.
I think on console you're holding square and X until you unplug. And then when you like replug, you're holding square. But I don't know for sure.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna save state here. Whoops, I just overwrote my 117 practice state. That's fine, I guess. I wanted to save here. Okay. So.
I kind of like this wall glide better than Icy Peak Jump. Even though I hate wall glides.
I'm glad you like my voice. I don't. That wasn't quite right, but you saw at the bottom it kind of went through different different input devices, including the dance pad. And you can see in the top left corner what inputs I'm holding. Yeah, in Midnathan there's no unplug controller option. You have to cycle to a controller that the game doesn't actually acknowledge, which in my case is mouse. But I'm holding square and X. Now that it's in the menu, I'm only holding square. I'll go through, I swap through the dance pad back to DualShock. Swapping away from DualShock undid analog, so I have to turn it back on. And then you get control and you can spin jump to your death and it will give you control. On DuckStation, it's easier because there's an actual button to unplug controller, which you do in the same way that I'm swapping to mouse. Yeah, of course. Shoutouts to Luminescent Sky for figuring that one out. So it's similar to that, but I think you're supposed to let go of X earlier on Duck Station than I do, based on what Cloudy did. But I don't run on Duck Station, so I couldn't say for sure. But yeah, it is technically slower in 100 Egg to do this. And I think Vanny actually does the zigzag even in 117. But there's only one place in this game that I actually do any zigzagging. And that's Haunted Tombs Agent 9 Egg, where you like lose multiple minutes if you don't. Yeah, it's debate. If you're like okay at zigzagging, it probably doesn't make sense for 100 Egg. But I was just routing this egg out entirely because I couldn't zigzag. I mean, it's consistent as a backup on emulator, but it's only consistent as a backup before you've entered the area. Because once you talk to Agent 9, you can't do it again. So that's the problem. Like if I go in and I don't do anything, and then you get, hey, Spyro, then that's it. It's over. Even if I like exit the area, I don't think it works.
That's what makes it hard to test stuff on console.
Yeah. There are practice codes that kind of work, but then you have to burn discs and...
Yeah, I don't know how to do all that stuff.
Yeah, like I'm Agent 9 already. I should switch back to DualShock.
Hi, Agent 9.
There's one other thing that I don't think I'll be able to successfully show you, but I can try. I didn't turn analog back on, but okay. I'll die and I'll set my save state here and give this a few goes.
Oh my god.
So again, this doesn't really make sense in 100 Egg. It's more a 117 thing. But if you get a good enough wall glide along this wall, you can actually stay in third-person mode on the way to the first egg. That wasn't quite a good enough one. I've done it once. I don't even bother going for it in 117 anymore because it's just a loss of time if you can't get it.
Well, I've successfully taught myself how not to do this.
Wonder if this is actually a Spyro and not a wall glide. Yeah, I'm not
talking to me.
No, I'm. Do you know in Agent Spyro, you can stay in third person on the way there if you get a good wall glide past handle?
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
But I've only done that
anything
once,
specific
and I don't
about
know.
it though.
In 100 Egg, that's definitely the case. In 117, it's a lot easier to actually see where the gems are and make sure that you're collecting them. Plus, you get the Sparks Finder. Whereas, actually, let me go ahead and do this like I would in 117. So I'm just going to run through, and in 117, for the most part, we're going to pick up gems on the way back. These boxes blow up automatically. And so, except for this one ahead, we just ignore them because we'll get the gems from them on the way back. But, like, I'm using sound effects for the most part to determine if I've got the gems. Yeah, I know you skipped talking to Handle. Oh, right, because the talking to Handle happens during the cutscene at the end. That makes sense. Yeah, so I'm trying to do this like I would in 117. So I've grabbed the gems I would in 117. And you're going to be in third person now either way. But, like, it's pretty hard to tell if you're collecting all of the gems without the audio cue. And I'm talking through the audio cue, so I don't know if I'm collecting all the gems. But there's a reason I'm doing this. Give me a moment. I heard that gem collect.
Ooh.
Use this basket. Put this basket here. Gems up here. So now as I go through, I have Sparks, so I can mash the shoulder buttons, and Sparks isn't pointing anywhere, so I got all the gems. Whereas if I do this like I do in 100 egg, and I actively skip gems, since this is a 117 save state, I have the Sparks Finder. So we should be able to see Sparks pointing to gems at the end momentarily. Yeah, in Sparksless 117, my splits have the number of gems in this area, and I do actually count. But in a regular 117 run, as long as I'm not Sparksless here, Sparks will point. So as I Sparks is freaking out because there are gems that I missed, whereas he didn't last time. I should do more runs with input display because I know, I do a very low trick 100 egg route, I do a very low trick 3 any route, I do a very low trick 117 route. And so I know that people sometimes look at what I'm doing. The input display